Hi folks, I'm Steve Hindy, founder and volunteer president of Showing Animals Respect and Kindness. Welcome to our 2019 end-of-year video. Shark's team of just a half dozen dedicated investigators worked in 27 states this year, and we achieved a number of victories. 2019 is extra special for us as it marks Shark's 25th year anniversary and my 30th year fighting for animals. If you view some of our more than 1,200 YouTube videos, you'll see both our efforts and our accomplishments. Dollar for dollar, no one accomplishes more for animals than Shark. Now, let's jump into our review. We begin 2019 with two victories in the fight against rodeos. The first was the termination of what we call the pain train. This was an antique train sponsored by the Denver Post newspaper to make it easy and fun for people in Colorado to attend a spectacle of animal terrorism, suffering, and death. The cruel and deadly Cheyenne Frontier Days Rodeo in Cheyenne, Wyoming. We exposed the pain train, and you, our supporters, were part of sending it into the pages of history where it belongs. This wasn't an easy victory, as the Post refused to even address the issue. Time and time again, we hit the Post hard for their hypocrisy and cruelty, and this included videos such as this one.
The Cheyenne Frontier Days Rodeo is not some benign event like a local bake sale that a newspaper can safely endorse without violating its ethical principles. This rodeo is, in fact, a highly controversial event that is very much a subject of news reporting. This viciously cruel spectacle should not be tied directly to any media outlet, and it certainly shouldn't get preferential treatment.
The pressure worked. Without ever discussing the issue, the Denver Post simply announced it was discontinuing the pain train, which took a final ride into the proverbial sunset. Goodbye, pain train, and good riddance. Shark's second victory came out of work behind the scenes. We found out that the notorious Rodeo Ranch Rodeo in California was holding a fundraiser for the Autism Society, San Francisco Bay Area. Shark investigator Stu Chaffetz, who is the father of an autistic child and is an activist for children with special needs, reached out to the group and quietly educated them about rodeo cruelty. We're very pleased to announce that without a public campaign, the Autism Society did the right thing, choosing not to hold that fundraiser with the rodeo this year. So the Autism Society was not at the 2019 Rodeo Ranch Rodeo, but Shark investigators were. Rodeo thugs tried to ban our video cameras, but we used undercover techniques and an Angel drone to film the cruelty anyway. Some of that cruelty included electroshocking horses, which is illegal in California. The drone also caught this horse, who went down hard and stayed down for a while, clearly stunned. Although the horse finally got up, there's a good chance he was injured. Across North America and beyond, Shark is the leader in the fight against rodeo cruelty. Our investigators have traveled from coast to coast to film rodeos and expose abuse, and we've been happy to assist groups in Canada and China. We shot far more 2019 rodeos than we can show in this video, but here are a few of the most important out of the dozens we documented and exposed. Shark and the Animal Protection and Rescue League filed a lawsuit against the California-based Poway Rodeo to stop them from electroshocking horses, which is not just cruel, but as I mentioned, is also illegal under California law. Now, Poway has signed a contract stating it will no longer shock horses, although our lawsuit continues. Shark appeared before the Folsom City Council and the California Veterinary Medical Association regarding a mortally injured horse at the 2018 Folsom Rodeo in California. In a case of outrageous abuse, the suffering victim was dragged into a trailer and carted away with no medical examination given. What happened was both a travesty and it was illegal, as no follow-up reports were ever made as to the fate of the horse. Now, no one will fess up. Not stock contractor Cotton Rosser or the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association, which sanctions the rodeo, or the Folsom City Council, or the California Veterinary Medical Board. We still don't have the answers as to what happened to that disappeared horse, but we won't give up until we get the truth and justice. When Shark was alerted that the Girl Scouts of central and southern New Jersey were going to hold a Girl Scouts night at the New Jersey-based Cowtown Rodeo, we sprung into action. We knew Cowtown's long history of animal abuse, of using racist blackface, and that rodeo clowns had made sexist statements over the years.
Why did the woman cross the road?
Yeah, see, that's why I don't dare to go
Just
down that
answer
trail.
the question.
I don't know.
Who cares? What's she doing out of the kitchen anyway?
We tried to educate the Girl Scouts, but they refused to listen. When Girl Scout night finally came, they were humiliated by the rodeo. Both the clown and the announcer made a series of disgusting and misogynistic statements and jokes.
That's the kind of horse you take home and let your mother-in-law ride on the trail, if you know what I mean. Young lady was at a bar. She said, "Hey, sir, where can the young lady find a drink at?" That guy said, "Well, if you go over to that bartender and hand him some money, he will exchange that for a drink." 30 minutes later, that guy was lacing up his shoes.
Shame on the Girl Scouts leadership for betraying the very ideals of the organization. Shark will continue to fight against Cowtown and its unethical allies, and if that includes the Girl Scout leaders, so be it. Shark released graphic video footage showing bulls being repeatedly and illegally attacked by dogs at the rodeo in Salinas, California. The dogs bit the bulls in the face and the legs. One bull suffered a bloody tongue after an apparent bite. There seems to be no limit to the debauchery of the rodeo mafia. Tragically for the animals at the Salinas Rodeo, local law enforcement, the California Highway Patrol, and the SPCA of Monterey County all support the rodeo. And the district attorney, an admitted longtime rodeo volunteer, refused to prosecute. If not for our investigators, this criminality would have been covered up. We will stay on this issue until there's a just resolution. On November 23rd, two Shark investigators attended the 2019 PRCA National Steer Roping Finals, held at the Kansas Star Arena in Mulvane, Kansas. After witnessing a number of animals being injured, put on sleds, and dragged off the field by tractors, one of our investigators moved to the outside of the arena, where he could see the injured steers moved onto a trailer. Using a night vision camera, our investigators filmed rodeo personnel move an injured steer from the tractor to a pallet on a forklift. Due to what we believe was serious malpractice and disregard for the animal's safety, the injured steer fell off the forklift pallet as he was being lifted up. Overseeing all this was the vet on site, a man we would discover to be Dr. Brian Hodes, who, according to the Kansas City University website, is president-elect of the College of Veterinary Medicine. As the video shows, Dr. Hodes did not examine the injured steer after he fell off the pallet. The injured steer was simply abandoned in a trailer. In a subsequent phone call, Dr. Hodes denied there was any mistreatment of any animals or even that this incident occurred.
There was no issue. I mean, it was all, nothing was done wrong.
Rodeo cruelty to horses, calves, and other victims are on par with dogfighting, bullfighting, and cockfighting. Yet, for all the obvious abuse, rodeos are largely ignored by the mainstream animal welfare community. Shark doesn't fight for the animals based on how much money they will bring in. We focus extra attention on the forgotten animals who need the help the most. We spent a lot less time with Pennsylvania pigeon shoots in 2019 simply because they become almost impossible to find. Shark's tireless pursuit of these psychopaths has driven them far underground. Shoot schedules are now a deeply held secret, and the killers have in some cases moved from weekend shoots to weekdays. Because we're more than 800 miles away from Pennsylvania shoots, and because local animal protection organizations in PA refuse to do any field work, what is left of these killing contests are practically beyond our reach. While sharks' beatdown of pigeon shoots is very good news, it is inevitable that this abuse will, like a cancer, grow again if it is not completely stamped out. If you donate to a Pennsylvania organization, please make your giving conditional on those groups actually working on this issue. The Federated Humane Societies of Pennsylvania are touting out a bill that would outlaw pigeon shoots. Sounds great, but that bill is the same effort that's been trotted out year after year, literally for decades. It didn't work in previous years, and it won't work now, because the NRA owns Pennsylvania lawmakers. Public exhibits and education, protests, and on-site field work, including documentation and rescues, are absolutely needed if the abomination of pigeon shoots is to end. Unfortunately, Pennsylvania's humane groups refuse to do what is needed. I guess their offices are just too comfortable. The NRA, the National Rifle Association, is the driving force protecting live pigeon shoots in Pennsylvania because a number of NRA leaders, including a past president and current and former board members, are known pigeon shooters. Shark was outside the NRA's 2019 conference in Indianapolis to confront NRA members about the horrors committed in their name. The NRA was too scared to let us in the building, so we stood outside, showing video of pigeon shoots and talking to attendees. The members showed that they could care less about the cruelty or the utter lack of ethics. These people are beyond pathetic.
Well, as a live pigeon shooter for the last 10 years, I want them to keep going.
Perhaps our biggest news of 2019 is the start of a much-needed campaign against cockfighting nationwide. Working with our friends at the Humane Farming Association, In Defense of Animals, and United Poultry Concerns, Shark has in just a few months struck deep into the ugly, corrupt world of cockfighting under our banner of Crush Cockfighting. Our effort began last year when a Monterey County resident informed us about properties in open violation of a 5-year-old rooster-keeping ordinance meant to shut down cockfighting operations. Our drones filmed the properties, and our video was used as evidence by a civil grand jury, which issued a damning report about the unenforced ordinance. Now, Shark is fighting to have that ordinance finally enforced in Monterey County. The much larger Crush Cockfighting campaign was initiated this year when Shark learned of a father and son in Kentucky, both law enforcement officers who are also cockfighters. The corrupt cops flaunted the fact that they are above the law. We spent a lot of time collecting evidence from their own Facebook pages and created reports that were sent to the Kentucky State Police as well as the FBI. We then began the massive undertaking of researching and documenting as much information on as many connected cockfighters as possible from multiple states. As a result, we are now actively pursuing cockfighters in 22 states. So far, we've been in contact with law enforcement agencies in 6 states and have provided them with evidence against dozens of these cockfighters. The Crush Cockfighting campaign is still in its infancy, but it's growing fast. Our efforts against rodeos and now cockfighting represents an enormous amount of work, but they're still only part of what Shark did in 2019. In March, Gander Outdoors and Gander RV sponsored a canned pheasant hunt at the Minnesota Horse and Hunt Club. We called on Camping World CEO Marcus Lemonis, who is most known as the host for CNBC's The Prophet, to withdraw the Gander sponsorships since Camping World is Gander's parent company. Although we made numerous attempts to reach him through email, social media, and a public video, Lemonis never responded, and Gander proceeded to sponsor the slaughter. Shark was at the Hunt Club for the 4-day killing contest with multiple drone teams, which captured the disgusting horrors that unfolded. Due to Lamona's careless and unethical sponsorship, we released a number of additional videos exposing him and his businesses. The Minnesota Horse and Hunt Club also holds live pigeon shoots, and our drones have exposed those as well. AirVuz, a company that specializes in drone journalism, put Colin McDougall on the job to do a terrific documentary of Shark's drone work overall, and focusing especially on our work to expose the Minnesota Horse and Hunt Club. If you haven't seen this tremendous documentary, you should have a look. A link is in the description section of this video. Last summer, Shark's drones captured groundbreaking video of beagles imprisoned at the notorious Covance breeding facility in Virginia. Our drones allowed us an unprecedented view of the miserable conditions to which these animals are subjected. With our high magnification cameras, we were able to film close up. Much more needs to be done and would have been done by now. We have plans, but we're lacking needed funds. You may remember that Shark undertook a massive 2-year effort to fight against the horrendous killing contests in Maryland, wherein majestic mother cow-nose rays and their newborn babies were shot with arrows and beaten with bats. First, we forced contest sponsors to withdraw. Then, our video was the catalyst for legislation that put a 2-year moratorium on these contests. In 2019, new legislation passed, making the moratorium permanent. Shark investigator Stu Chaffetz was there when the bill was signed into law. Also present were Mary Finelli and Howard Edelstein from Fish Feel, the fish advocacy organization who asked us to help with the issue. In late September, we were contacted by caring people in Indiana about a literal dump where a number of sick and injured animals were reportedly being mistreated. Although we were supposed to be grounded due to lack of funds, we knew we had to get to Indiana, which is at least close to us. Our drones documented the deplorable conditions. Soon thereafter, Indiana authorities came in and removed those animals. This was one of the numerous times Shark has helped other people or organizations with their projects and concerns. I could go on for hours retelling all that Shark has accomplished in 2019. That we have so much material on such a wide breadth of campaigns demonstrates that Shark is the special forces of animal protection. We're committed to saving lives and making positive change. Shark fights for the forgotten animals, the animals other groups ignore. Shark fights against the most corrupt abusers, and we never back down. Shark goes to the killing fields where others fear to go. Shark utilizes the latest technology, drones, night vision, long-range cameras, boats, and hovercraft, and more to make significant change for our animal friends. We have the skill, the technology, and the determination to get the job done. When we're not in the field, Shark investigators don't sit in fancy offices. We work out of our homes. Shark doesn't hoard millions of dollars in the bank. Every dollar we receive goes right into our campaigns. There is simply no other group that maximizes your donation like Shark does. I'm telling you this because we need your help, and we need it now. Shark has run out of money. That's the hard truth. For the first time since 2008, our investigators are grounded. If you like what you've seen in this video, then please make a generous donation by going to our website at sharkonline.org. In closing, we want to thank our supporters because you've enabled the Shark team to do this work for our animal friends. We also want to thank the good animal protection organizations with whom we've worked in 2019, including the Humane Farming Association, In Defense of Animals, California attorney Brian Pease, United Poultry Concerns, Fish Feel, and especially my dear friend Chris DeRose and his wife and partner in animal protection, Cindy Beal DeRose of Last Chance for Animals. I hope you all enjoy the holiday season, and I hope you resolve to work with Shark to do more for our non-human friends in 2020. I'm Steve Hindy for Showing Animals Respect and Kindness.
Thank you for watching. Please like and share this video. You can subscribe to our channel to see more of our investigations and learn what you can do to help Shark help animals. To support Shark directly and gain access to exclusive content, consider sponsoring us on Patreon.